Hi guys, it's James here from the DBS Student Experience team. We're back with another episode of our Common Room Live series. I am just in Mullingar at the moment, and I am just outside my house chilling with a few buddies. How are you lads? Okay, so today we're going to be having a chat with Conor Rubalcava, who is the current Student Union Vice President and Head of Student Life for the Students' Union in our college. Conor and myself are going to have a chat about a few things, about things to explore in Dublin as the lockdown kind of begins to ease in the next couple of weeks. And we're going to be chatting about a few different things, and as well as that, talk about what you can explore around, I suppose, your own... Oh, the horse is following me. Hello. What you can explore in your own environment and staying safe at the same time. How are you, Larry? Dropping in the old comments there. How are you getting on? So as I said, I am chilling in a field here in Mullingar beside my house. Mullingar is in the centre of Ireland. It's about an hour and 10 minutes outside of Dublin. So let us know, where are you watching this from today? Drop us a little comment if you're somewhere in Dublin, somewhere else in Ireland, or indeed anywhere else around the world, and let us know what you're up to on this lovely Sunday. It's very sunny here today as well, so let us know what the weather's like wherever you are. Okay, so before Conor joins me, we are going to talk about some of the stuff that's coming up next week. We have a number of different initiatives, I suppose, and online kind of events going on. A lot of them through this Instagram platform, and some of them will be also through Zoom. So I'm going to go through a few of the bits that's happening. First of all, the horses weren't there for no particular reason. So tomorrow we are having Pets of DBS, or what's it called? Yeah, Pets of DBS. Tomorrow around 1 p.m. So we want you to join in the live with us and show us your pet, and talk to us about, it can be whatever animal it is. I think we'll probably get a lot of dogs and cats and stuff like that, but if you have something really random, really cool, please drop in and show us your animal. So make sure to leave a comment in this with the animal you have, or also we'll put in a post up later on to let you share what animals you have, and we want to see the Pets of DBS tomorrow. I think it's going to be really fun. That's hosted by myself. On Tuesday, Adam's taken over the Instagram, and he's going to talk to one of our former students, Gabby, who was also ENTS officer in the SU 2 or 3 years ago, and she's now working in LinkedIn. So it's going to be a chat about kind of her career path and what she did in DBS, and I suppose her memories and stuff she looks back on fondly of her time in our college. On Wednesday, following on from last week's welfare sessions with Hamza, we're going to have another welfare session. If anyone didn't catch the ones last week, they're up on our YouTube channel now, DBS Student Experience, and I think you can get them on the Instagram here as well. So check out the welfare sessions. There was some really good discussions last week with a couple of former students. He had Maria Hunt in on Monday. On Wednesday he had Adel Sanchez, and on Friday he had Perry Reid. The three of them were deeply involved in college life in DBS, and also were psychology students and are now psychology alumni of DBS. So check out those discussions. They were really, really cool. So on Wednesday there's a welfare session, plus then joined by special guest with Hamza is Lisa Duncan, who is outgoing president of the Law Society. On Thursday, Adam's taken over, and he's going to be joined by his brother Jordan, who also works in DBS, works in the admissions team. But Jordan also has his own radio programme, so he's going to be talking about that and a couple of stuff that's going on with his life as well, which should be really interesting. And on Thursday night then we have a digital event happening over on Zoom. So it's our summer student social night. So it's an event that anyone can join, but it's specifically kind of built for our students who are studying with us during the summer. I know a lot of you guys will be tuning in here and watching this back. You will have come to DBS in the last few months, and obviously you haven't got the full benefits of college life because of the lockdown. So this event is going to be a way for you to get to know other students, a way for you to get to know us, and we hope you'll join us on Thursday. You can sign up via Eventbrite. You can sign up via Eventbrite if you want to join the event. It'll be happening over on our Zoom as well. There's the horse coming back. So that'll be a fun event. We'll have a lot of games, we'll have some competitions, and it'll be a good way for you get to know other students and stuff as well. Then on Friday there's another welfare session with Hamza, where he'll be talking about mindfulness and other practices kind of to keep yourself, I suppose, mentally fit during this time. Okay, so Conor, if you're there, if you want to request to join in there, we'll kick off. Guys, let us know in the comments again where you are watching from. Okay, Connor is going here now. Oh, what do you think? Woof. Oh no, horses don't woof.
Hello,
Connor, how are you keeping?
James. I could have not have seen a more Mullingar video right now with the horse in the background and you in your old little peak cap. Oh, Janie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you keeping?
Yeah, just want to say the Viking from Wicklow here now. 10 points for Westmead. So I know we're getting by. We're getting by.
Good.
Yeah.
So you're in your home in Kilcool, is that right?
I'm in lovely sunny Wicklow. Fine old weather. I'm gonna be going for a walk later. On a lovely actually not Brayhead because that's not in my 5 kilometers. I will not be going to Brayhead.
Of course.
I will be staying in my 5 kilometers, obviously. But yeah, no, just tipping away.
Okay, that's good. So what is within your 5 kilometers? Is there any nice beaches, anything like that?
I am very lucky to live about 200 meters away from the lovely Kilco Beach.
Wow.
I also have a nice bit of land here that my dad Francis likes to. He's building a little granny flat at the minute. If the county councillors are on right now, ignore that one. That's not happening. Probably no. That's not much. Like I think I think me and you, James. I think we're both blessed. Like because we both have a bit of land, like, and we both have quiet areas, like because
Yeah.
I can't really imagine being locked down in Dublin, like where you've got smaller spaces and you've got sort of more restrictions. Here you feel a bit free. I know it's 5 kilometers, but at the same time you feel free. Nice country walk, there's a good few
Connor, I
things to do.
know before the lockdown that you were working in, I suppose, the tourism sector in Dublin.
Yeah.
As you're saying, a lot of our students are going to be kind of restricted at the moment, but hopefully with the phase 2 in the next couple of days, if it goes ahead, that students will be able to get out and be able to see more. So my question to you is, I suppose, as someone with experience in the tourism industry in Dublin, where would be kind of good places for students to go? Like where would be nice places to see? I know a lot of our students are here since January, and they mightn't have had time yet to kind of explore Dublin. Where would be kind of the first place on your to-go list if you were visiting Dublin?
First place to go. I would probably say a lot of the sort of the tourist attractions would be closed now for a while. But there is really, really good, like, for example, Phoenix Park is a very nice place to go to if you're in Dublin and it's completely in your zone restriction thing. But also you can do some sightseeing, but you don't have to go inside the buildings. I know if you go onto the Tourism Ireland website, there's like mini walking maps you can do. So like, for example, like the Irish Rebellion walking tour. There's when the pubs open back up, there's an Irish pub tour that me and you might tip on soon, James. Huh? No, it's and or deadline says Daily Mount. Please don't go there. I don't recommend there. Only go there if you have a bulletproof vest. That's what I recommend for our students. Well, yeah, I'll probably go to the free things. The park. Molly Malone statue. Stephen's Green Park. I know a couple of these things, they're still closed, but they'll be opening up soon. And all these places have really good history attached to them that you can look up as well. But yeah, no, there's still a lot of options to see, but you just have to change your perception. You can't really go in, but you can see and look up the history to it. So yeah, that'll be sort of cool.
I don't know if there's a list of kind of digital events that we have coming on for the week ahead. I want to kind of talk to you about a time before digital events.
Lovely time.
So I'm going to ask you straight out, like in the last, in this academic year, I suppose in September, what was your favorite event that we put together? I know there was a lot of them, pretty good nights.
To say fake wedding.
Fake wedding, yeah, that's up
I would have to say fake wedding because I remember it was actually like, even though we had it planned, we were doing it in the host this time, which is our student campus thing. Our student campus, where we accommodate all our students. And we did it sort of in the common room area in that campus. So it was very new because last year we did it in the common room,
Mm.
and I think a lot of things are up in the air, but it all came together at the end. Skander and our bride Pamela, it seemed like they were actually married, like, eating the face off each other, and it was a bit.
That was
I remember their first.
yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I thought it was really, really, it was really fun. Like, and we got sponsorship. We got a bit of free alcoholic beverages. Uh, proudly sponsored by Wing It and Wing It and some other places. They gave us free bottles of wine. But it was very good. Like, it was very fun. I know we went to the Globe for an after party. And it was very good. Like, I really enjoyed myself.
Okay.
And
then I suppose away from the events, then we used to run a lot of trips. What would have been kind of your favourite trip away outside of Dublin? What would have been the one, whether it was international or whether it was in a northwestern county?
Oh, like, it's hard to beat Bundoran, to be honest with you. Like, I remember going there when I was a kid, and I was like, oh, Bundoran's really good for surfing. But then when I went as a college student, I thought it was crazy. Like, only 3 euro for a pint. That's scandalous. That is scandalous carry on. And, like, Bundoran's good, but I remember it didn't happen this academic year, unfortunately, but our international trips, I say you can speak as well, James. They're very, very, very top notch, They're very good.
A lot of fun.
I would almost say that our international trips were sort of the turning point on me appreciating student experience in the college. And I think if anyone is here next year, I know me and you, James, will probably be working very hard to push that international trip this year, hopefully to Lanzarote, the tropical region of Lanzarote. Very good.
But for anyone who's never experienced a Bundoran trip, like, it's amazing. So we do a lot of surfing, we get to know each other, we do some fun activities, fun games, and then we have a lot of parties in the night time as well. So it's really good.
Hopefully we'll be able to run one this year.
I hope that we'll be able to get one in before the end of the year if restrictions keep easing, and of course that things go back to normal a bit. But I think it'll be one of the first places on my list to go to. Okay, Conor, something else I wanted to talk about as well then, I suppose back to your role in kind of tourism and stuff in Dublin before the lockdown. What was your favourite kind of place to go for social evening, for social gathering?
Oh, for social gatherings. Oh, yeah. So you can. Oh, it really depends what you're looking for. So give me an example. Like, what do you mean by, like, what type of social? If you're meeting with a couple friends, or
in college, you want to go and get a little bit locked, like.
I would recommend two places. If you're looking for that, I would recommend two places. So, I think outside our doorstep in the college, we have the Globe, which is a very nice spot. Albeit it isn't the most cultural of pubs. But at the same time, it's quick. If you're dying for that lovely after lecture pint, and it happens to be a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I would then go on from the Globe to a lovely place on Camden Street that me and you know quite well, James. It is called Ryan's on Camden Street.
We've
called it. Yeah. We occasionally, are visitors to that establishment. But yeah, it's a great place if anyone wants to get, a real country experience. Like, we're talking Irish trad music. Nice pints of Guinness, a bit of whiskey, and if you get I've heard a rumor now that if you have 6 or 7 whiskeys, you begin to get a taste of plum. Yeah. But I would really recommend Ryan's. Also, Cobblestone as well is a nice place to go to. That's on the north side as well. They do trad music. But Ryan's, the Globe, and then Globe onto Ryan's, I think it's a great combo. Unless you're really hardcore and just go straight to Ryan's.
But yeah, hopefully they'll all be back open soon and we can enjoy them again. I was listening to the radio there this morning, Conor, and a German student was in Australia during the lockdown, and I heard this. They broke into a museum. They said they were bored during lockdown and they broke into a museum, and, like, I know obviously there's reminiscence of the film Night in the Museum or whatever, but he went around and he just kind of took in some of the exhibits, whatever else. And don't get me wrong, we're not condoning premises. But Conor, if you could break in and spend a night in any establishment in Dublin during the lockdown, it could be whatever you
Yeah.
want. Oh,
Yeah.
where would you
It would be DIT because I'd burn it down to a crisp, James. It would be
go?
it wouldn't be one establishment. It would be five. It would be Grange Gorman. It would be Bolton Street.
Hmm.
Sorry, Jasmine. It would be our arch nemesis Ainger Street, Kevin Street, and that little music college. All five of them I would spend the night in, and I would bring a nice, a bottle of petrol, probably sponsored by Millie
Okay.
Walsh,
Yeah.
and I would ablaze that place. Now that's if I'm gonna cause destruction. If I was going to cause a nice bit of a lockdown, and that's what I'm thinking, breaking into any place, it would probably be, drinking's fun and everything, but you'd have to entertain yourself. So I'd have to say the Woolshed, a bit of karaoke,
Yeah.
a bit
Okay.
of gin and tonic, and then every time I would sing a song, I would just keep getting the free shots that you get for singing the karaoke. Which we also run lots of events in the Woolshed, and hopefully we'll run one next year as well. And any students coming in would love to see that. Yeah, the Woolshed's a very good place to go. Probably probably the biggest karaoke bar in Dublin. Would you say? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. I think myself, I probably would have said the Guinness Storehouse.
Oh
Obviously,
yeah.
there's a supply of Guinness there, which a bit of a fan. But it's a really interesting place.
Really? Are you a fan, James? Are you?
I am actually. I am. Yeah. But no, it's a really interesting place as well. And the view from the top of the gravity bar is fantastic as well. So, it's worth checking out for anyone who hasn't got there yet, and I'm sure it'll be back open shortly. Conor, I want to ask you about an experience you had while you were studying in GBS. Is when you travelled to India.
Oh yeah.
So, if you could tell us maybe how that trip came about and what it was
Speaking
like.
of India, Dating Dublin has just joined in. I'm pretty sure that's an
Oh,
Indian
really
dating
has.
website. Boys, it's yourself. Yeah, I went to India last year with the lovely Priya Rajput. And I think if there was one thing that I came into this college, and I remember my dad saying, my dad, is a funny guy. It's like, Conor, this college is going to take you places now. I never knew that it would take me in the middle of nowhere in India. And I remember it was for Priya's cousin's wedding. So I went with my girlfriend Jasmine and the outgoing vice president for welfare and equality, Emma Frost, and her husband Pavel, and also our ex-intern Celia. We all went, and Priya as well. We all went to a place called Aurangabad, which is around 8-hour drive east from Mumbai, which was the most painful drive in my entire life.
Let us know in the comments there.
Aurangabad. It's a cool place. The wedding was mad. It was a 3-day wedding. No drink though, unfortunately, James. There was no drink at but you see, there was a bar that they had Unreal Kingfisher, and might have gone a little OTP sometimes. It was really good. And then the wedding was 3 days, and then we got to chill with Priya's parents. Got to see a lot of sightseeing, and probably there was 2 funny stories that had already happened when we were in the middle of nowhere. In called Allura Caves. I'm not sure if anyone's been. We went to Allura Caves and we're on a bus, and we're like literally, if Aurangabad's cut off from civilization, this place was even more cut off by civilization. We're on this bus that can only fit 30 people, and 100 people are on the bus. And I remember, I'm not sure if I've told you a story before, James, but I remember going in and sitting down, and then this one lad with ginger hair and wife beaters just goes on by himself, and he goes, "Well, how's it going?" And I'm like, he's like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm just here I'm here down under in Oz, and I'm in my gap year now, and I do a bit of India." Oh, Ross Common, yeah, Jez, no, I've never thought I'd see a Wicklow man now in Lower Caves. And I was absolutely howling, I thought it was crazy. Unfortunately, on the way home, I messed up my flights, and I had to quickly buy a flight to Nairobi, Kenya, and then Nairobi to Paris, and then Paris to Dublin, which set me back a few pound. 2 days of my life. Sure. Exams only 2 days. 2 days before that, so big round.
And back to India for a moment, when Indian students are here, first, they say there's a massive cultural difference. Would you say there was a massive cultural difference between when you travelled to India first? What was the first experience like when you arrived there? What was your first kind of thoughts?
First of all, the weather. India is raining fire. No matter what time it is. we went, oh man, like I remember sitting in the air, it was so humid. And I think a lot of our sort of Indian students coming over, like that's the one thing they complain about is like the cold. And I think, yeah, it's so humid. And first of all, the driving is crazy. Everyone crosses the road whenever they want. I remember actually a student coming out of Castle House just crossed the road in the middle of traffic. I'm like, what is he doing? And then I just crossed my mind. I was like, oh wait, shit, they're used to that because they're just going through. They're just crossing the road whenever they want, and that's what people do. And yeah, I thought it was pretty crazy. But yeah, that's probably my first advice: is just learn the traffic rules, and probably dress warm as well. That's probably the two main things that are different from India to Ireland. Same color in the flag, though. You know, green, white, and orange. You up the boys.
And what was the food like as well? Was there much difference in what you were eating over there? How did you find it? Was it very
Yeah,
well?
you,
Kind of my
you yeah, you tipped on it now. When you were in Tanzania, you were saying rice and chicken.
rice
Very
chicken
similar.
broth.
Yeah, and I remember the joys you got when you got a Pizza Hut. Uh, very
Yeah.
similar. There's paneer masala. That's sort of like paneer is like a cheese, but it's almost like if you think your typical chicken tikka masala, they don't really do much in India. They actually don't do much meat. It's all veg, and rice. Veg and rice and naan, veg and rice and naan, and dal and rice, and it's all that on repeat. You'd be seeing a bit of chicken now and again, a bit of shakeen, but yeah, no, it's actually quite nice. It's sort of more the same, but it really is nice. I love paneer masala. I actually loved it. But I'd still say the beer is the nicest thing. Like Kingfisher beer, which they sell in Weatherspoons, great establishment run by the Tans. Weatherspoons, they sell Kingfisher. If anyone misses their Kingfisher and they're and they're visiting from India, but yeah, no, it's very good.
And to move on, I suppose, from your international travels and getting lost and going to wrong continents, what have you been doing to kind of entertain yourself the last couple of months? I suppose it's been, what, nearly 70, 75 days or something since the college closed. So
Yeah.
what have you been
To be honest, it's sort of a great time to, well, first of all, my exams, so sort of the exams kept me busy now studying. It literally gave me no excuse now not to study. So I had to study. So yeah, studying was a really great thing.
doing?
And then a bit of Warzone. Me and you, James, we love a bit of Warzone.
Yeah.
But probably it's a great time to update the old LinkedIn, you know?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I actually, because unfortunately after this pandemic, I lost my job from Dublin town because of this crisis. But I actually ended up getting a job interview for because I was updating my LinkedIn, and I got an offer for like being a tour guide when all this comes back. So it just proves like if you just put a bit of time and work into doing your own LinkedIn, and you know, I probably wasn't as big into LinkedIn before, but now due to the careers hub and everyone's saying that LinkedIn's like sort of the next big, you sort of have to be getting a LinkedIn now if you're you know, in like, for example, I know solicitor firms, and you know they're big into LinkedIn recruiting, so
Mm,
sort of updating your LinkedIn, but also going for walks, going for an old swim,
very
that's
good.
good. Bit of fishing. Also helping my dad he's building a little granny flat. Again, hope Ken councillors are not on this live stream. Um,
Say nothing.
but yeah, it's probably just doing. Oh, there's a horse. Yeah, is that Shergar? Is it?
It is, yeah. Gonna buy him.
I think I'll
Yeah,
pass.
this fella's a bit quiet, but this fella's very needy. He likes to, literally stay beside you, like.
Oh,
Uh, but yeah, then I
James,
suppose
Cameron,
you
is that you?
easy. So what was I gonna say? Connor, yeah. So obviously you just finished second year law. I suppose
Yeah.
have you any advice for anyone who'd be going into the second year law? Obviously you're heading into the final year now.
God
You
willing,
know.
I'll pass my exams now, James. You know, don't be. Let's not be counting our eggs before they hatch.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way myself. Yeah, but yeah, I suppose for anyone who would be just finished first year of your course,
Yeah.
going into the second year, would you have any advice for them on kind of tips on, I suppose, kind of preparing for the year ahead, and I suppose kind of the modules that you found a bit difficult and how to prepare for them?
I think that it's probably, I know I'm not the biggest advocate for this, neither are yourself, but attendance is probably a big thing, because it's hard, like when you're self teaching yourself. You know, when you oh flip, I missed this whole topic because Ryan's got the better of me and I never showed up for a Thursday class for half a year. But you know, it really pays off when you're there because you have that fundamental knowledge. You might not know everything, but you have that sort of that beginning basis. And I know that's, you know, it really helped me for the topics that I was there for. That
Mm.
I was like, oh, it would have been so easy that I was there for my class. And but yeah, probably attendance is a big thing. Also, the library is a great thing. When you think your lecturer isn't explaining things, you know, to your best, you know, I would really recommend the library. They have a really good set of books, and I know there'll be a lot of ebooks coming out for when the college isn't open yet, and they want to do a head start. There's a lot of good books that are really simple to read, and I know sometimes your lectures can be a bit complicated or a bit, you know, OTT, you know, in their words, and you're like, Jesus, I have no idea what this person's saying.
Mm.
The books can really help, and probably just, you know, doing your own bit of research and, you know, trying to, you know, you making the effort to get out there and find some other sources because it'll really stand to you, and then their lecturer will see that, oh, this person was doing a bit of extra reading, and it's so much more simpler to understand their question
Mm.
because
Okay.
they know what they're talking about. So probably, yeah, using the library and just attending. Like it isn't the easiest, but it's not the hardest at the same time. So just putting that bit of effort. It's something small, but it's something persistent that has to be done.
Okay. Okay.
You know, because at the end of it, you know, we're all there for a degree. We're not just there to drink heaps of pints, you know.
Yeah, very important, very important. Okay, so just before we finish up, Connor, just final question for you, I suppose. Aside from all this going on with the lockdown, like, what are you looking forward to most going into your final year?
My final year. I'm to be honest with you, it's probably I know probably getting the rugby club up and going, and getting them actually into. We're gonna try getting into a league this year.
Mm.
Probably won't be a very high league, but it will be a league, and there will be a bit of silverware at the end of it.
Yeah.
With our partners here in Monkstown Rugby Club, that's probably what I'm looking forward to the most.
Mm.
I think it's a really good atmosphere. Like, and Monkstown, they've got a really good setup. You know, we can use their pitches, and after we can, you know, we have access to their bar,
Mm.
and we have access, you know, for a couple of pints and a bit of pizza afterwards. Probably that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's probably, you know, I think we're academically as well. It's probably, you know, I'm going to try, you know, do the bar exam next year, which is able to get into the King's Inn to be a barrister. And you sort of have to study for that now. So I have to sort of
Okay.
tip away at that. But at the same,
Yeah.
like, them two, it's sort of rugby and also, you know, finishing my final year, actually finishing college and getting into the workforce. That's
Okay.
probably I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, I think that's a good approach. I suppose you're trying to find the balance between the two. That while you're going to work hard, I suppose, or try and work hard, you also have like an outlet as well to enjoy yourself, which I think
Yeah.
really very important to anyone studying in DBS. That you find that balance. That you find something that you can, I suppose, switch off and relax with as well. So I think that's really good as well. Connor, we're having an event there on Thursday evening over on Zoom. If
Oh
you want.
yeah, the student social. Yeah, no, I'll be at that. I'll be at that.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of competitions and stuff, and just kind of jumbling people up into groups that they don't necessarily know. This fella won't leave me alone. But jumbling people up into groups they don't know, so you get to meet new people. I know particularly for some of the students that would have started here only just recently in the last kind of couple of months that they mightn't have got to experience college life the way that me and you would know it. So it's going to be a good way for them to get to know
Yeah.
people, get to know some of the students who are DBS, I suppose, longer than them, and get to know some of the other classmates as well. So I'd really advise anyone that was around on Thursday evening, we're starting at 7 o'clock on our Zoom link. I think there's a link in the bio here on Instagram as well. Or check out the virtual common room as well on students.dbs.e. But it could be a lot of fun, so it'd be good. It's a good way to get to know new
And there's
people.
genuinely no excuse not to join as well because no one's doing anything. So you better be there or burn down DIT. It's one of them, you know.
Very good, very good. And then Connor, tomorrow as well, I'm gonna be hosting Pets of DBS. What's the dog called again?
So I have a lovely little rat called Roxy.
Roxy.
Roxy
You
has
began
been
before.
living here. Huh?
I knew your dog's name began with R. I couldn't remember what it was. Roxy. Yeah, yeah.
This is Roxy. Roxy's a little rat from Wicklow. She's actually the mayor of Wicklow. And
Mayor.
she, yeah. I also have another pet by the name of Francis Rubalcava, who's floating down somewhere down there, somewhere down there, cutting the grass or something, you know. But
Very
yeah,
good.
no, I will definitely be looking out for your pets. What have you got in plan, James? Any horses? You know,
Few
any?
few horses, some cattle over there. They're not really pets, but anyway, we'll say none.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna explore around. I am very lucky where I live because like there's so much wildlife, so much animals, and like there's rabbits always in the garden. Occasionally you see the fox coming to try and say hello to the rabbits, which is yeah, bit
Uh,
sometimes disturbing.
yeah.
But no, I'm lucky in that sense that there's so much wildlife around. But yeah, no, we're hoping that people will join with us tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the Pets of DBS. There'll be a
Mm.
post up later on, so just drop a comment if you want to join in.
Yeah.
Uh,
James, sorry, I haven't. I never asked. What are you looking forward to do after the lockdown is finished? I could only
um,
guess. I could only guess.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm missing my pints again. It's like particularly now, just this last week, I'm like, the weather's just kind of it's summertime, but it's an Irish summer. It's not the nicest every day. I'm like, this would be perfect now. Just go to the old pub, you know.
Yeah, sorry. James Hogan is saying, would you find of foxes yourself? I think fond. Are you fond of the foxes yourself, James?
Yeah, Leicester City till I die. Thanks for that, Gaffer. That was very educated. What I was going to say, yeah, what else am I looking forward to? I think not being back in Dublin is kind of, I'm getting a bit sick of it. Like as much as I love where I live, like I do want to get back to the city. I do want to get back to seeing everyone in the college. Hopefully now with the next couple of phases coming up of lifting restrictions, that we'll get back to DBS shortly. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the main thing, you know, when it's good that, the pubs are closed, but it's probably the people that you're with when you're in the pubs, that's the thing that people are missing the most. But yeah, geez, that horse is very licky, isn't he, James?
He just loves attention. When you stop giving him attention, he goes nuts.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? But no, I think it's going to be difficult to get back to normality as well because like kind of got into this habit now of the way things are and stuff like that. So I think it's going to take
Yeah.
a while back into the original routine, back into that habit. But I'll leave all that kind of mindfulness and self-reflection to Hamza. You know, he loves that kind of
Yeah, he's paid for that. So Hamza, you deal with that stuff.
yeah, but okay, thanks for coming on, Connor.
Yeah, thanks, James.
I'm sure we'll see you on Thursday evening along with all our students there for our summer student social evenings. So we'll chat to you then.
Yeah, see you later then,
Yeah.
Borky. Stay safe,
Okay.
son.
Bye, Connor. Bye, guys. Thanks
Bye.
for watching. Bye, bye.
Bye.